Can you please state your name and your major?
My name is Jerome Fields and my major is International Business.
And what activities do you participate in?
I've participated in a number of activities. Currently I am still in the Pan-African Student Union. I'm with the Student Government as the Student Body Treasurer of Augsburg College. Those are the only two things I am currently involved in. In the past I've been an orientation leader. I was chaplain of Pan-African Student Union. I worked with ASAC, Augsburg Student Activity Council, on the Films Committee and Music Committee, and I also began the Martial Arts Club. That's everything, I believe.
And what year are you?
I am a senior this year.
This year, senior. Okay. And you've participated in quite a bit of activities.
Yes, I've gotten around to a few different areas.
Okay. And how has those activities, specifically with the Pan-African Student Union, helped you with your transition into college?
Well, as a commuter, it's heavily influenced my decision to remain at Augsburg and to integrate myself into the Augsburg community, and that's been a major part of the benefits that I've gained from each of those activities. By being able to become a part of everything, it's allowed me to develop more close ties and friendships here at Augsburg, and thus being able to feel more at ease and comfortable in the Augsburg setting. Particularly with the Pan-African Student Union, I've met really great people and have come across some great advisors and have learned and experienced much in terms of Pan-African culture and history. So those are ways that I've been benefited by being around and involved.
Okay. And what do you think the value is of having a Pan-African Student Union here at Augsburg?
The value of having the Pan-African Student Union for Pan-Africans in particular is that it gives us something to bond to, a place where we can go for our own individual needs and resources, because admittedly in our culture right now there are differences that we have yet to deal with, and while things are improving, we still need those resources to help the improvement along. And it's a place that can be like a home away from home when necessary, people that you can talk to that have experienced the things that you're going through. So I see it as a greatly needed added value to any college atmosphere and setting, and in particular at a small Lutheran college like ours, it's been of great help.
Mm-hmm. Can you give us any examples, specific examples of the help that the Pan-African Student Union has provided for those here at the small Lutheran college?
The help that's been provided in terms of our advisors, such as Brother Joe and Emanita Gay Hawthorne, before she had passed on, they were able to help with academic problems, being able to act as mediators if we had problems with the actual school itself or with any one individual in particular that might be on staff. They've been able to come out and help in that ways. They also help with the academic advising, saying these are what areas you can look to for your own major. These are the people you can talk to. They've also been able to help set up tutoring, which is really nice, knowing that that resource is there so you can say, I'm having trouble in this one area. Can you recommend anyone that might be able to help me? And they can connect you. I mean, I've acted as the part of a tutor on a couple of occasions now, and it's always been because someone has gone and asked at the Pan-African Student Union office if that help was available.
Okay. Do you see students bonding together as part of the Pan-African Student Union?
I do see students being able to bond together. We do have the Hawthorne House, which I have not been a part of really. I haven't lived there, but I know and I feel that I would be welcome should I just choose to drop in at any time. And I know we've done activities in terms of nights out and just getting together, have pizza and watch movies or whatnot. It's definitely been good, especially for the Pan-African Conference, when we could go out there and every one of us would go out and have fun and dance, and we'd go to the seminars, and definitely people dropping knowledge left and right, and we're just soaking it up. And so it's made for us to be able to create strong friendships that we might not otherwise, because we'll have so many diversified fields of study that each of us goes into.
Okay. And how have your ties been coming back from the Pan-African Conference? Do you become involved with other student unions as a result of the Pan-African Conference?
I have not been able to become involved with many other student unions. I am involved with faculty in the relationships that I've developed in that regard. I'll get asked questions about the conference now and then by other people, and I'm always happy to inform and to say, yes, it's something you should experience, and it's open to everyone to be able to attend. Ties with the people that I met while I was there have always remained good. And I know without a doubt that I can always look to these people that I've gone with to this conference as resources if need be.
Okay, okay. Can you give me any examples from your perspective about a type of activity that we've done here, one specific activity, and tell us a little bit, a story about it. Like, was it fun? What did you do? And what was it? And who was involved?
Specific activities. I would say the fashion show that we've done, those have always been a kick because everyone does get together, and it doesn't matter if you're thinking you're not involved because they'll get you involved. Rosita, Brenda, Brooklyn, it doesn't matter who. Brother Joe, he will definitely quickly ask, it's like, are you going to be available? Yeah, I know you're going to be available. So it's a great encouragement, to be involved in that regards. And even if you can't help, people still find ways that you might be able to throw in any support. And that's always been really good. The fashion shows themselves, because they're more directed towards Pan-Africans, have always been real nice. We've gotten food, but seeing the designs and having people from our own group actually go up and model the clothing has been fun. Being able to see the people dance, especially people like Woody, who'll just go out with all kinds of flair and, just light up the room. It's crazy. So that's always been a lot of fun. I don't know if I can really speak to it in terms of a story, but it's just been amazing to watch just because there's so much excitement that's put into it.
Okay. And one more question, or two more questions. You knew Amanita Gay Hawthorne.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the time you knew her? It may have been a short time that you knew her, but about your relationship and what you perceived of her when you met her.
Well, she was still here during my freshman year when I had come in. And I fairly well knew what I wanted to be involved in, and I knew I wanted to become a part of the Pan-African Student Union. And with Miss Anita, every time I'd come into the office, I'd expect I'd only need to talk to her for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And sooner or later, I'd look at my watch and be like, oh my, 2.5 hours have passed. Just because we'd sit down and talk about all kinds of things, and she was always a great encouragement. It's like, no matter how bad you might feel, when you were in her presence, you felt better. And that was one of the great things about being around her. And she encouraged you to be able to open up and talk, and then she would listen and respond actively and make you feel much better as a person. She had that gift. She also encouraged people to be able to work with themselves in terms of writing, using their language, knowledge, and skills to help others and to also improve themselves. And so she benefited me greatly just in terms of how comfortable she made me feel at Augsburg, and encouraging me and telling me that, I will be successful. And even though I've always been positive of that myself, it always is a great thing to hear another person encouraging you in that manner. And that's what she did for me. She could so easily take on the role of being a mother or an aunt figure, and she just was a wonderful person and persona to be around and to experience at all times.
Okay. Now, you're still a current student?
Yes.
What can you tell incoming students that will benefit them with their journey here at Augsburg?
I'd say to all incoming students, definitely allow yourself to grow, and don't keep yourself restricted in any way. If there's areas of interest that you have, take the time to explore them, to meet the people that are involved in them so you can learn. and see if that's an area you would like to develop in. You don't need to make all your choices right away, but it's a good idea to have some things in mind so you can start exploiting those resources that are available. Look at those avenues and build those friendships and be willing to expand your horizons and to go to new levels. And always, always have the courage to continue forward after you make a mistake, if any are made, and that will guide you through.
Okay, well that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else you would like to say?
No, I don't have anything else that I believe I need to add. I just hope that I answered everything to the best of my ability.
Okay, thank you. State your name, your title, what your career is now.
Okay. It's Physllis Williams Thompson, and I'm the Director of Communications for the March of Dimes.
Okay, and what years were you here at Augsburg College?
1987 through 1993.
Okay, and what was your major?
Communications.
Okay. While you were here at Augsburg College, what type of activities did you participate in?
I was involved with the Pan-Afrikan Student Union, and also I wrote on the newspaper, the Augsburg Echo. Yep.
And what were those, so those were the only two activities?
Those are the main activities, yeah.
What did you like about those activities?
Well, I like the opportunity and with the writing to be able to excel my career development and in my field, and so I like getting the experience and meeting students and being able to supervise students as well.
Okay, and with the Pan-Afrikan Student Union, what type of environment did the Pan-Afrikan Student Union provide?
I liked being involved with peers that could relate to experiences that I was having at Augsburg, and also people that felt that they were having trouble race-wise and relating to various people on campus, and being able to share some of your thoughts and feelings with other students was helpful. And then also being friends with Anita Gay and having her be a mentor in my life was very helpful in my college time.
Okay, can you give us an example of how that relationship was helpful in your college years and even your transition
Sure.
into college?
Well, the way she presented herself is she saw each student at Augsburg as someone that had an opportunity to grow and teach other people, and I think what she did for people is help them seek out in others the skills that they had, the skills and the abilities that they had, and then they were able to share those and then also teach other people to have faith in their abilities and strengths. And she really seemed like she was holding your hand on campus when you're walking about going to class, and she wasn't physically with you, but she was always with you. So.
Okay, and can you give us an experience or story that you remember from your years here at Augsburg College that was positive for you?
Meeting my husband on the first day of college in our freshman orientation class. So that was nice that we met, and then eventually it led to a romantic relationship, and then we were engaged and got married. So.
Can you go back to that day and provide any?
Yeah, it was the freshman orientation class, and we paired down in different groups, and how they did is you had to pair with people that were from different states and cities, and so of course coming from California and he was from Minnesota, we got paired up because it was so different, and so that's how we met each other and became friends and kind of hung out with each other all the time.
Did there spark on the first day?
Well, I guess we kind of like smiled at each other, and we were interested because we had such different, upbringings and lifestyle. So it was neat to be able to share that. And it was kind of funny because I wanted to grow up on a small town, and he wanted to live in a big city. So it was like we had the opposite of what we really wanted. So.
I don't know if you're thinking, what does all this have to to do with our interview. It's just your experience in Augsburg. Also, was there any opposition with you being a black student here on a predominantly white campus and being involved with the Pan-African Student Union?
Well, I found it really hard to relate to students of Caucasian descent, especially women. And I don't know if that's because Minnesota, a lot of people that came to Augsburg grew up in a small town, and you know, they didn't have experiences where they were seeing black people, and so I found it rather awkward or strange, because I grew up in California and I knew all kinds of people, black and white and Caucasian, I mean Asian, and it just didn't matter, you know, friends were friends, and it didn't matter what your race was. And my parents also taught me to value a person's individual qualities and not their race. And so when I came here, I felt like there was just some kind of wall between, when I was trying to become friends with Caucasian women, it was really hard to do that. So.
And were you able to get past that?
Yeah, I think having, well, my husband is Caucasian, so having him, and then he had friends that were Caucasian, so that helped. But I never really felt like I had close relationships with women or girls at Augsburg, more, you know, with, you know, my own race or my husband, my friend at the time, so.
Okay. Do you remember any specific activities that you participated in as far as what the Pan-African Student Union was hosting?
The poetry jam monthly thing that we did, and that was a lot of fun. And then some tutoring programs where we kind of work as a mentor with other students and tutor each other. So those were great experiences.
So you do poetry?
Yes.
Do you have anything you can recite?
Not recite, but someday I'd like to be able to write more and do a book of poems. And I know that's something that Anita Gay really enjoyed doing and sharing with students, and she wanted to bring that out in people. And I know there were a lot of students at the time that thought they couldn't write, or they weren't good with, you know, reciting or being interpretive with reading a poem. And she really was able to build their confidence and have them be able to read their work or even write something, and they were amazed with what they came up with. And that's what I loved about her. And when I think of that, I want to just burst into tears, because I think that's an amazing quality, to be able to bring the confidence in someone and have them share their amazing strengths that they have. So.
Is there anything else you would like to add about your experience here?
I liked going to school at Augsburg, and I'm glad that I went from coming from California to here. I'd always get the question, why did you come from California? And I just wanted a different lifestyle, and California was too fast-paced and busy, and I wanted something a little bit different. And I found out about Augsburg through my church, and I was connected with Lutheran affiliation, so I decided that Augsburg was a right fit and came here.
Okay. And so overall it has been a positive
Yeah,
experience?
definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I have one more question. What advice would you give current and incoming students?
I would say definitely go for your dreams, and don't let anything hold you back. And if you can be a person that can be a mentor to current students, and I guess that would probably be something I'd want to, if I could do my experience all over again, then I'd want to be able to be someone like Anita Gay and be able to be a mentor, you know, proactively as you're going to college, helping other students and not being afraid of what you have to offer and what you can offer them. So I would say be bold and go for your dreams.
Okay. And if that's been all from you, those are all the questions I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks. That's fun.
You could please state your name and your occupation for me, or what you're doing now.
Dori Makundi. I'm a student at the University of Minnesota studying public health, specifically community health education. And I'm also a research assistant at the university. and I am acting as a technical support for the Tobacco Program Evaluation Center.
Okay. And what years did you attend Augsburg College?
1995 until 1998,
Okay. And what was your major?
biology.
Okay. And while you were here, what activities were you involved in?
Pan-Afrikan Student Union, and then I was also a member of LINC and the International Student Center, whatever, but not too much of that. So mainly really just Pan-Afrikan Student Union and the LINC.
Okay. And how would you describe your years at Augsburg?
Let's see, the first one was a blur, which was 1995, and then 96, 97 were busy years because I came in as a freshman only to find out, like my second year, I was a junior. So I had to hurry up and get everything done. So that went pretty fast. But then, what else happened? I had a good time, I would say that, for sure, just because of the small size of the college. And I got to know a lot of people, really close friends that I'm still in contact with. So that's definitely the positive aspect of Augsburg.
Okay. How did you meet those people that you're still in contact with?
How did I meet them? Through PASU.
Really?
Yeah, Pan-Afrikan Student Union. We had meetings, we had events, you know. And then, of course, studying. We had this study hall thing that would all come down. We used to stay either in Arnes or Mort, but we'll all come down together like around 11 and just hang out, study together. Even if we're not studying the same subjects, we'll just hang out and really motivated each other to study.
So did you all get a lot of studying done?
I thought we did. Okay, from about 11 until 12, we mostly just talking, catching up. And then from 12 until 2, when you really know this is due tomorrow, we really got a lot of stuff done. You know?
Okay.
So.
And do you think the Pan-African Student Union and the students that were in the union helped you with your transition into college?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
How so?
I'll give you an example. Like, this was my first experience with the American culture, I'll tell you that, and I was scared. I did not want to come to America to study. I always thought I'll go to England or something. I don't know. I was just scared of Americans. And so one day, I think I was walking to class and I tripped or I did something to my uncle. Well, my uncle, excuse my accent, you know. And then I didn't know where to go, what to do, who to, you know, tell, how do I get to a hospital, where do I go? So I tried to get hold of my sister, who is the only person I knew here, and of course I couldn't get hold of her. She was an RA involved in like 20 million things. So I sat for a whole day, didn't know what to do. I'm in pain. Eventually I think I just had it. I ran and I hid behind this building and I just broke down. I just kept thinking how much I want to go home. I want to get out of here. I need a doctor. I don't know how to get to one. Everything just came together at once. I just couldn't hold it. And I sat there crying for about 20 minutes. And then I think that would have been the first time I met Tammy, or we kind of clicked, because I had seen her before. She was in my sister's class and just being introduced. But she saw me just sitting there crying, and she came. And the thing that she did, she just sat there and, you know, instead of trying to tell me, oh, it's okay, she just sat there and cried with me. So that was like, this person I don't even know. I'm just sitting there. Of course, everything is highly exaggerated when you're that emotional. You think everything is just some big thing. But she just sat there, and then eventually I realized, okay, this is...
Can you give me, I asked you how they helped you with your transition into college. And also, can you name some activities you participated in within the Pan-African Student Union?
Activities. Up and reads. They have parties. They had the conference in Mankato. What else did we do? Fashion show? I didn't do that. that, I hosted once. I was a host once for, I think it was I don't remember what it was, but it was great, because I am not a public speaker person, but, they pushed me to it. Kind of gave me no choice, so I had to do it, but I did it, and, it was great after that. And then what else did we do? We had those church outings. And then we had officers' meetings.
Which activity was your favorite?
My favorite? And PASU? Conference, definitely, the conference. It was so hectic, but it was worth it. Because I remember it was the first year I was an officer. I did not have any clue what was going on, and I think that was a little bit just after Miss Hawthorne passed away. And we were just so lost trying to figure out how we're going to do things without her, and just making sure it does happen, and then having to just taking care of people who are not quite there yet. We had a couple of freshmen who went to the trip too and didn't quite know how to behave, which was like an added stress. Anyway, it was good. It was all good. It was worth it. So.
Okay. And you also said, so you knew Miss Anita.
Oh, I knew her.
Can you tell me about your relationship and what she meant to you?
That's really hard. It's a hard question. It's one of those, you don't know how much you depend on somebody until she's not there, and everything is a struggle. I know she used to, I was very reserved when I got here. I still am, but she had a way of making you just want to come out and prove to, you can be who she sees you as. She used to see me as this go-getter, make things happen kind of person. And she constantly kept telling me, yeah, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I used to say, oh, no. She knew how to push you, but not too much, just right. And it's very hard to find those type of people. And I know that the one thing I would always regret, I just never, ever told her how much I appreciated the things she did. It's always like you take something for granted, like, oh, eventually when I'm able to express myself better, I'll tell her how much she means to me, but I didn't get that chance. So, but, knowing Miss Hawthorne, she knew it. She knew it.
Could you talk about her involvement with the Pan-Afrikan Student Union and the services, and what you see from your standpoint, all that what she did for students in the campus, and what she meant here at Augsburg?
I would say she was the spirit behind everything that happened. Whatever we did it for her at that point. She is just the type of person who just inspires you. You want to do things to make her happy. And she was just so unselfish in the way she gave to people. She gave herself to people. I remember some days she would be so sick. She's coming in, you can see, she needs to be, somewhere sitting down, resting, but she's over there. If it's to come attend a meeting because a student is in trouble, she will, get off her bed, just come in, and it's just so hard to explain. It's very hard to try and explain that, put it into words. There's no way you can do it. She was just her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add on that aspect?
Ms. Hawthorne?
Mm-hmm.
Too much. Too much. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. But I just hope that the students who come in have a sense of what she represented when she was here. Because the one thing that I would like to I keep coming back here, is just, I don't want her to fade away. I want her spirit to stay here. Just, she had a way of bringing people together. It was just incredible to see, And I just hope that spirit just continues to stay in Augsburg.
Okay. Now, for my next question, what would you advise for students currently at Augsburg and incoming students? What advice would you give them?
Advice? Relax. Take it easy. Definitely. You're here, you're not supposed to know everything. You're here to learn things. It's almost like you're here to learn what you like and what you don't like. Don't try to do it too much. Because I know I was trying to do so many things so that, my record is good, my grades are great. Sometimes I would take classes because I knew I would be extremely good in them. But that's just not the way to go. I'll just say, accept a few if you want to get D's, as long as you get to experience the challenge. It's a great place to learn to fall down and get up. Once you get out of here, you don't really have too much chances of that. If you mess up, you mess up. So you better mess up while you're here as much as you can.
Okay. And is there anything else you would like to add?
Augsburg rocks, no. Seriously, it's one of, I had really, really positive experiences here. I'm not saying all of them were good, but I think they were positive just because they taught me to be who I am or who I hope to be. So I got to know who I want to be and who I do not want to be. So, and I'm grateful for that. No, you cut that out. Cut that out.
Okay. Do you have a favorite person?
Here at Augsburg right now, my mama. She went to Augsburg.
Your mom went to Augsburg?
She did.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
She graduated, I believe she graduated in 1970.
She did? What's your mom's name?
Dori Makundi. Well, she was Ngowi then.
She what?
Yeah, she's the first international student to have her kids graduate from Augsburg too.
And why don't I know about your mama?
I don't know.
Your mama is...
Everybody knows my mama. No.
Where is she at?
Right now,
Geneva?
she just moved from Geneva this year.
Where?
This May, she moved to Chicago.
So she's here in the States.
Yes, that's who I went to see her this weekend.
Dori, I need help. I'm doing this. I think you was your mama.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot. She's in Chicago. But what's your deadline like?
August 18th.
Oh, unless you have a way of... Shoot. She went to Duluth. She was supposed to come here, but she went to Duluth instead. So I went to see her in Duluth.
Can I go first?
You did not tell me what kind of people you were looking for.
Documentary on the history of...
Oh my gosh, I just do not think, but I'm trying to see. If you want, you could email her the questions if you want it in writing and somebody can read it, what she says. Because I don't know how to
I would really
get
like
those.
that.
Oh, definitely. She would love to, totally. I don't know how to tape it, videotape.
Well, if you have a speakerphone, I could audio tape it.
Oh, do you?
I don't know.
I'll definitely give you her number.
Okay.
And then I'll tell her about it, but she'd love to.
That'll be
I know.
great. I'll do that.
She must have had a positive influence. She brought all her kids here. So I think she had good stuff happening here, so.
Okay. I'll have to get in contact with your mom.
Sure you can.
Okay. So that being all, Or would you like to give an example of an activity that you participated in other than the Pan-African Student Leadership Conference? And at that time,
PASU or Augsburg?
PASU. And what did you think about it?
I'm drawing a blank.
Or did you have any opposition here at Augsburg?
Oppositions?
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I did learn once I got out is how much we're really insulated from the outside world. I mean, we are way overprotective of the students here. I don't think we have a good student outreach to the community at all. We are not really involved with what's going on around us. It's almost like Augsburg is a little world over here. You know, we need to learn how to get out of here and just see what's happening outside. You know? So, yeah.
Well, those are all my questions.
Thank you for not telling me ahead of time. I could have been prepared and talk fluently and not stutter and know what the heck I'm talking about. You know, just very proper. Like, yes, I'm here to talk about Augsburg. That would have been good, you know. Trina, you're not taking that, right? Trina, how do I shut this? How do I shut it?
I'm not going to tell you.
Stop.
I'll get you this way. There's a mic here. All right, Dorri, I'm done.